that's not this United side and the defenders that are in place right now. I don't think I've seen United play this well in a long time. Like defensively, like the structure makes sense. It fits the personnel. United have 3 clean sheets in 6 matches under Carrick, or sorry, 7 matches under Carrick. It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I want to. Yeah, the defense has obviously been better, but I think Lamens helps a lot with this.
Yep.
Even before Carrick came in, your guys' defense had improved significantly under Amorim just from him being in the squad over the other options. Like it was Bayindir, right?
Yeah.
He's been phenomenal in the sense that it's not like he's putting on world-class saves every week, but he's keeping shots out, and that's really all that he needs to do. He doesn't need to be some acrobatic keeper. As long as he does his job, he's good for the club. And I definitely think that plays a part into the defense. We talked about it with Donnarumma and City's defense, and the impact that has had. This is similar in a way for me, because you've had these same defenders for a while. And, it's not like anyone new has come into the fold and like changed up the way that defense is operated. So the only thing that I can point to would be Lamens, and that back line feels more comfortable doing their jobs instead of trying to prevent the goalkeeper from doing their job because they don't trust him.
Yeah.
100% agree. 100% agree. I think, not to discredit Lamens, I do think he's been very good, especially as a young goalkeeper coming into a side that really just is in turmoil. It's just not Onana, really. Like you said, Mila, just knowing that as a defender, that you don't have that calamity behind you. Not to say Lamens is a scrub. I'm not saying he's world class. He's a competent keeper, and I think he's been very competent of late. But just that confidence boost alone, I think it is just as much mental as it is physical in the guys playing. So I think that's a good point to bring up, Mila. And I also think, along with Onana, Amorim's defensive structure, I mean, you're even seeing it in the middle. Like Casemiro looks rejuvenated, and I know he looked good a little bit under Amorim as well. But like you said with Carrick, he's putting them in much better positions to be successful, right? You don't have Maguire on the halfway line, holding a high line and trying to catch up in transition. He knows what he has, and he's playing to their strengths. I mean, not me personally, but I feel like a lot of United fans, you see Lisandro drop out of the lineup, you might get worried. Yoro was shaky before coming out of the lineup. Clean sheet.
He was great.
Here and there, but clean sheet.
Yeah. No, I think it's a mix of a little bit of both what you guys are saying, because Lamens was good before Carrick came in, and he steadied the ship, because United, I think the conversation, if we could all remember going back to Bayindir, was like, anytime a cross went in off a corner, we were conceding. That was a whole year's worth of that shit. Onana got beat. 2 Olympicos got scored on my team. I rarely see those go in ever, and 2 were scored in the same season on my team. And then that Gabriel, I think it was Gabriel, scored the first goal of the season against us for Arsenal. If we rewind the tape, or if he's not brought in, today's match, Everton probably win by 3 with the chances they had on corners. Like, his claiming and his punching out of those situations where he had no space, which we will rant about that in the offseason. It's the one rule change that's got to happen. Like, there should not be allowed to be wrestling in and around a keeper's feet. Like, the amount of contact that happens in that scrum right now is just not football. It's ugly. But those moments, and the moments like the Michael Keane shot where he makes a save like that, that's what wins you games. That's what keeps you a clean sheet, and that's what gets you all 3 points. And I think the structure in terms of like the XG percentage and like the amount of XG they're giving up per match is so much lower. It's got to be top 5 in the league, or sorry, bottom 5 in the league in terms of XG conceded since Carrick has come in. I don't have the stat under, like, I just know that in multiple games outside of set piece opportunities, teams have not been able to get at United with this 4-4-2 structure.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of the chances that you guys used to concede a lot of with the Amorim, and a lot of it, you just have no numbers back, right? Like, you just have multiple attackers running at you. Maguire, Dalot looking around. Oh my, like, what are we going to do? So, I mean, yeah, that stat definitely makes sense. And again, I don't think Carrick is the next Pep Guardiola, but you have someone who isn't Rúben Amorim. Yep. I think that alone makes a huge improvement. And I know you mentioned it a little bit. I know we're focusing on the defense, but I think a lot of people question, like, oh, C.O.'s not starting against this game, kind of the perfect sort of game for him when you have 3 8-foot center backs in Everton's back line. He comes on, he gets a goal. So I think maybe that's something to keep our eyes on in terms of that trend. Is he going to make more changes? So again, I still think there's more than enough there to get back into Champions League spots. But yeah, I just think getting rid of such awful coaching and players in those two aspects alone has been such an improvement. But at the same time, I feel like that also does discredit some of the work that they've done as well. But you know me.
No, there's definitely a mentality change too, because like Cunha and Ahmed combined for 17 duels today.
Dang.
17 combined.
Damn, I thought Cunha was terrible when I was watching. I only saw the second half. I thought he was awful.
He was awful, and then he played.
He worked really hard though.
He worked really hard.
I think he made a tackle in Everton's box almost. And I was like, "That's Cunha."
No,
so to your point,
that last play that pretty much ended up seeing out the match, where he makes a tackle. I think was it on Garner? Yeah, and he just shows him off. Like, there's no reason that Cunha, with the way that it was with Wolves last year, could come into the side and be like, I'm just going to take this responsibility of being the heart and soul. And that's really what this defensive thing is too. It's like, Mila, you've preached it with City and their ability to like celebrate the defensive moments with Gahey and Kusanov and Nico Riley and these guys just throwing their bodies at it. And when they do make those moments, it's celebrated as if it's a goal. And that Cunha moment was just like one of those moments that you're talking about. It doesn't show up on the stat sheet. It never will. But from a mentality standpoint, it helps. It just does. When you feel like you can come out and get clean sheets and be a bit of a cunt, for a lack of better terms.
Defenders will do that for a standard aerial clearance.
Mentality is a lot of this game. You can have way less talented teams win games if they have the mentality to just say, fuck it, we're going to do it regardless. So it's like, with United, I think we talked about it. The mentality was shot from top down, board to fucking new fan. Everyone was down in the dumps. So now that you guys actually have something going for you, I think that this defensive talk is only going to get better. Maguire taking a pay cut is a real show of leadership.
Yeah.
And just loyalty and respect for the club, that he's willing to say, hey, I wrote out the rough patch and I could just get out now, but it's starting to look good. I'll take a pay cut for the better of the team so we can continue in this direction. Like, I think it's looking up in that sense. And I know Grant mentioned it earlier, but you guys walked away with a hard win against a low block. That was basically the question going into this game. We knew you guys were going to be shit in this game. We know you can't go and do your game against a low block. But if you're going to walk away with 3 points, it doesn't really matter. And yeah, it's just going to keep getting better and better if you guys keep building this confidence, and that defense is celebrated even more and more. Like, I think it'll be something really special. You guys got Lenny Yoro there. All he's needed is confidence. People doubting his ability. Come on. It's just a young kid thrown into the deep end of shark-infested electric waters. And not even Amber. I mean, just the whole condition of the club. You can take Amram out of the equation. It still would have been a shit show.
Disaster. Yeah.
It's now starting. The ship's starting to steady a little bit, and that's going to be good for all the young players on United, and I think especially Yoro. When we're talking about this confidence thing, like, he's going to benefit so much, whether it's because Maguire's brimming with confidence and just a shining light next to him, or if he has the confidence to play his game and can then develop further from there, rather than worrying about, what mistakes do I need to avoid right now? Like, constantly thinking about mistakes rather than progression.
Yeah. Also, physically, he looks way stronger than he ever has. Like, he used to be the lanky kind of guy. He's filling out shirts, if that makes
That's what sense. The Premier League will do to you.
You immediately become a little beefier. No, I think that's a perfect place to leave it. Their first clean sheet away from home. It's probably first clean sheet away from home in like a year and a half.
Ever.
Which is a good sign. We'll leave it there, which is United are on the up and up, so long as they don't lose another game. That's how that works.